For this project, I use Kraft Cardstock, various vintage stamps from a set that I found at an antique store, an ink blot stamp, jet black archival ink pad for the vintage stamps, coffee, fern green, and vermilion archival ink pads, and distress ink pads in vintage photo, walnut stain, and black soot for the edges of the bookmarks, a mini ink blending tool, distress micro glaze water-resistant sealer, and a paper trimmer. I begin by stamping my Kraft Cardstock sheet with the various vintage stamps. I aim to create a somewhat repeating pattern so that each bookmark has a range of symbols. When I finish with the vintage stamps, I use my ink blot stamp to apply texture throughout the sheet. I do not re-ink the stamp every time. Instead, I keep stamping on the sheet. This creates more depth and subtle layers throughout the design. When I am happy with the design, I trim the sheet on the long side into 1.5 inch strips. You will have a little bit of the paper left over. Once I cut my strips, I measure each strip at 5.5 inches long and cut them at that length. This creates 10 total bookmarks. After they are cut to size, I apply a coat of coffee-colored ink with my mini ink blending tool around the edges of each one. I repeat this technique with the Vermilion or the Fern green inks, and I build up the other neutral ink colors from lightest to darkest. To get a dynamic look, I do not apply any ink to the center. After they've dried, I add distress micro glaze to seal the bookmarks. I apply it with my finger and then buff away the excess with a paper towel. Let the microglaze fully cure before using. The custom bookmarks are now complete. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more creative tutorials. And join my free membership, Morrow & Co. Press, to get access to exclusive resources, printables, and monthly videos to support your creative journey.